Hey guys, I wanted to give you a quick look at the Voyager so far. As it sits right now, all of the main painting is complete, and what I mean by main painting are the phaser strips, the RCS thrusters, sensor grids, and whatnot. I was able to finish it all up today, and you can also see some of the weathering that I did on the individual panels. It's actually kind of interesting. You can see it. Let me turn the light off. Okay, well in person you can actually see it a little better with the light off than you can with it on. So I just want to show you what it looks like. Here are 2 escape pods, some other sensors, 4 escape pods on the bridge area, the back sensor array, we got a hatch down here, the back torpedo launchers, these are some shield grid emitters, and you can see the navigation lights going, and then you have the red and green. A little difficult to tell on this camera. There we go. That's better. So it's coming out really nice. I'll turn it off so you can see the flood. The flood is looking exactly like it does in the movie. Very happy with that. You can see a strobe on the bridge, the top navigation light on the front, and then the bottom navigation light. You can see the deflector dish. I was able to get all the outside of it painted to give you those individual grid looks. You have the 2 front torpedo launchers. There's the Arrow shuttle bay. Sorry, I'm trying to get it to focus. It doesn't really like it when it's dark. Okay, I'll just pull it back. Let's see. But as you can see along the sides, I have the side sensor grids painted just as they were. The secondary hull escape hatches, phaser strip. Underneath over here you've got the shield emitters, some hatches, phaser strips, and you can see the bottom navigation light blinking as well. And all along the front saucer, all of the sensor grids are painted, and then you have the front sensor grid, as well as the front deflector dish, which I do not have the actual dish in yet. I will be getting that one installed. So I just want to give you a look, see what it looks like. Under here, pull this up. That's where the battery is stored, and a little dark, you can't see, but right back there is the circuit board. This makes it to where I can easily swap it out, and you can pull the battery out very easy to recharge it, or you can recharge it inside, but it makes it to where it's very easy to replace it when it dies, because the battery and circuit board will die. I got the bottom strobe going. You can see the housing for the landing gear. These 2 holes right here house magnets, and that's where the bottom hatch, it's actually one of the 2 ejection hatches for the warp assembly. It'll stick right up on right up there. So I got to get that painted as well. So let's see, and I also got the nacelles finished painted. Sensor grids, or shield emitters, the Bassard coils. I took the tape off, so now the blue strips will be exposed, and then got all the painting on the underside, and then on the impulse engine exhaust port. You can see these 2 strips I added here were little details I added later. They were not on every single one of the studio models. I mean, if you look at some, you'll see they're not there, but if you look at others, they are there. So I decided to try and get as much of the details possible on this ship. So now, the next step is, now that it's painted, I have to go through, and I'll be using some Tamiya, because I have it, semi-gloss clear. And I'm going to coat the entire model with semi-gloss clear. Once that is finished, I will come through and add on all the decals. I mean, there are going to be quite a few. You can see all the escape hatches. Those are the transporter emitters. Names for 3 different ships, as well as the registration numbers you can see for 3 different ships. We will obviously be using the Voyager one right there. Then you got the side, those are the landing gear decals. All of these decals go around the phaser emitters, and then just various other registration marks. Those are windows which I will not be putting in simply because we've got all the windows lit. So once I get the semi-gloss clear coat put on, I'll put all the decals, and then once that is finished, I will hit it with a Tamiya flat clear to give it that matte finish that the studio model had. And once that's done, the ship itself is finished. I'll have to come through and paint the arrow, which won't be too difficult. I got the bottom on there. I'll have to come through and paint that. I'll paint the landing gear. You know, I have a few little touch-up things I'll need to do, but it'll be done at that point. Just before I hit it with clear, I'm going to install the nacelles. As you can see, there is a hole on the back, and I did that. You can see the rod starting to protrude through. It's a little tight, so I'm not going to really pull it, but I made it so where the rod can be removed, the nacelle can be added, and the rod can be reinstalled, and then all I have to do is fill in that little hole and add a few little details. Very minimal painting, very minimal work. And for me, I personally decided to do that because I like to have as many pieces as possible that I can paint individually. You know, so for instance, the Enterprise refit, I usually have the saucer, the secondary hull, and then the two nacelles. I paint them, then I put it together. I just feel it's less chance of breaking it for me, and that's why I did that with these. I've seen other guys install them right when they're putting it together. It really all comes down to preference, and this is what I like doing the most. Makes it a lot easier handling the model. So I'll get those wired up and installed, and it'll be on to the decals. So I wanted to give you guys a quick look at how she's looking so far. The main registry will go right here. The next video I do will be when she's all done with the decals, and at that point she won't be finished, but she will be, the ship will be finished, but it'll have a few little detail things I'll have to do. So she's coming to a close. We've almost got her done. It's getting really exciting now, being able to see how she looks. You can see on the RCS thrusters I have 3 different colors on there, just like in the show. And then I have the weathering effect going all the way around the front of the saucer. And we'll have decals that go around all 3 of the main ports, docking ports. So, alright guys, just wanted to give you a quick look. Hope you're all enjoying the build. If you have any questions, let me know.